We have all the pieces we need. Solve this system of equations using the substitution method. Since we want to use the substitution method to solve this system, we want to take one of the equations and substitute it into the other to solve for one of the variables. To do this, we want to start out by taking both of our equations and solving each of them for y. So taking our first equation and solving it for y, we get that y equals 2x minus 2. Solving our second equation for y, we get that y equals negative 2x plus 6. Now we've solved both of our equations for y. We solve them for y and put them in terms of x. Now let's look at them more closely. Our first equation is y equals 2x minus 2. So that means anytime we see a y, we can write 2x minus 2 instead, because they're equal to each other. So in step number 2, let's take that first equation and substitute it into our second equation. To do this, we're going to rewrite our second equation, but anytime we see a y, instead of writing y, we're going to write 2x minus 2, since that's what y is equal to in our first equation. So rewriting our second equation, we immediately hit a y. So instead of writing y, we write 2x minus 2. Then we continue to write our second equation. Now look at what happened. When we took our first equation and substituted it into our second equation, the resulting equation has only the x variable in it. So we can solve for x. When we do, we get that 4x equals 8, or x equals 2. Now we have half of our solution. We have the x value of our solution. All we need to do to get the rest is to find y. So in step number 3, we need to find y. To do this, we're going to take the value that we found for 2 and plug it into each one of our original equations in our system. This will give us y. So our first equation was 2x minus y equals 2. Plugging in x equals 2, we get 2 times 2 minus y equals 2. Or 4 minus y equals 2, or y equals 2. So now we have a value for y. Let's make sure we get that same value in our other equation. So we have 2x plus y equals 6. Substituting in 2 for x, we solve and we have 4 plus y equals 6, or y equals 2. So we got y equals 2 again. That means we have all the pieces we need to write our solution. Our solution is just the xy ordered pair 2, 2. So now we have the solution to this system. The solution is the ordered pair 2, 2. And because the system only has one solution, the system is called consistent and independent.